Okay guys, as promised, here's a little review of the Pythagorean theorem that we looked at in class the other day. So the Pythagorean theorem is specifically for right angle triangles and can't be used for anything else. So right angle triangles have to have that little square in the corner to tell you there's a 90-degree angle. Now, the nice thing about the Pythagorean theorem is it means that we can find the missing side of any right angle triangle. So let's take a little bit of a look at what Pythagoras discovered. So Pythagoras looked at a right angle triangle, like a 3, 4, 5 triangle, and what he noticed was that if you built a square off of each side, well, that's very unsquare, okay, that the area of this square was 9, right? Because it's 3 by 3. This is 4 by 4, so the area is 16. And this is 5 by 5, so the area is 25. Well, what is 9 plus 16? It's 25. So if you square the sides of the triangle, they have to sum to equal the square of the remaining side, or the longer side. Remember, the longest side is the hypotenuse, and it's the longest. It's always the longest side. So the way we normally see this is ABC, A squared plus B squared equals C squared. Now, it's a little more complicated than that, in that if it was A, B, C, it would be C squared plus B squared equals A squared. Remembering that it always has to equal the hypotenuse squared. Doesn't matter what the letters are. We use A plus B equals C, A squared plus B squared equals C squared, just out of habit. But you need to be really careful to look at what the sides you're given are. So if I had a triangle like this, and I said this was 5, this was 12, and this is x, then I have 5 squared plus 12 squared equals x squared. 25 plus 144 equals x squared. 169 equals x squared. And if I take the square root of both sides, which is how you deal with that, I will get 13 equals x. Now that worked out to a nice round number. It's not always the case that it works out to a nice round number. That's what's called a Pythagorean triple. And Pythagorean triple is a set of numbers when set upon a right angle triangle. They are all whole numbers. So let's look at another example here. Okay, I'm going to say this is going to be 21 centimeters. This is going to be 12 centimeters. And this is going to be y. So now I'm trying to find something that's not the hypotenuse. Remember, the hypotenuse is always the equals, right? So here I'm going to have 12 squared plus y squared equals 21 squared. Remembering the longest side always goes here. So then I'm going to have 144 plus y squared is 441. So y squared is going to equal 441 minus 144. Y squared is 297. I'm going to square root both sides. I'm going to get y is 17.23 approximately. That's rounded. Centimeters. So yes, you can use Pythagorean theorem to find the hypotenuse. You can also use it to find any of the legs that you don't have. In general, it's just very, very useful. It is something you need when you're doing the surface area of cones and pyramids, because we're going to use it a lot to find either the slant height or the height, depending on what you're being asked for. So I hope this refresher helps. You definitely need to be able to do this comfortably in order to succeed in this unit.